Joining us on the phone now is Orrin Hoopman. He's an American expat living in Hualien City. Orrin, tell us where you were and what did you feel when that earthquake struck?
Okay, at the time that the earthquake struck, which was slightly before midnight, I was downtown Hualien City, inside an establishment with about 30 patrons. When the earthquake hit, things started flying off the walls and crashing on the floors, and tables overturned, and the young people ran out the door into the street. Everybody was quite panicked immediately. And so I went out the door, see other people in the street, and they're trying to, call people, looking for, getting emergency help, wondering, what do we do now? Things are shaking like crazy. Unfortunately, it overloaded the cell phone system, and people were having a hard time contacting anybody. The police came out. I'm watching the fire engines and the ambulances, and they're going left, and they're going right, and they're trying to block the roads because there were fault lines forming in the middle of the roads. Uplifting and mostly lateral, though, and we had maybe 2-3 inches worth of gaps showing up in the middle of the roads. So the emergency response was extremely quick. I want to compliment them on that.
That's good to hear. What was going through your mind? Were you scared at all?
I'm not, because I'm a volunteer policeman, so I'm prepared for these things. I have witnessed a lot of earthquakes. I've lived here 12 years. We get about,
Was this any different from the past earthquakes you felt?
This was a major swarm. This is a swarm of earthquakes from a location that's known to have several earthquakes, but it's a big swarm. It's been going on for 2 days now, and we are still getting one. 5 minutes before you called me, we have another 4.4 showing up on the map, and my building is shaking. These aftershocks are continuing. I think that we're forming a new fault. Now, the people on the roads, I was about 6 blocks away from the hotel that tipped over. That's the Marshall Hotel, and I'm familiar with the place. But I'm saying that yes, people were panicking, and then they were actually dumbfounded. They weren't sure what to do. It was as if they were in shock, because a lot of the people that I saw at that time were young people. The older people were much more calm, like I am, and saying, well, it's another earthquake, except that it was a huge one. And we did not know what the damage was, and I learned about the deaths when I finally got back online. I was busy doing traffic control.
You said you've been living in Taiwan for a number of years. How did this earthquake feel different to you? Did it feel different to you than previous ones?
Yes, very much so.
How?
This was quite a strong earthquake. We've had another one back in about 2015 or so. We had one that was about the same magnitude registered. It says 6.4. But this one was so shallow. It was extremely strong. And I'm surprised that more buildings didn't collapse. This was pretty tough, and I thought maybe it was a 7 or 6.8. But it's pretty strong because it's a very shallow quake. So it's also quite localized. So all the strength from the quake is local. And it frightened a lot of people, and I'm surprised that it frightened people up at Taipei, because that's 120 kilometers away. But right here locally, we are pretty much 20 kilometers away from the epicenter, and the epicenter is moving closer to us as these aftershocks are happening. So now it's 3 to 6 kilometers away.
Well, we'll let you go get some rest. We're certainly glad you're okay. Thank you for taking the time.